Okay, good afternoon. The afternoon sessions are challenging, but then if you're going to talk about a digital session or a virtual session by people sitting here, maybe we'll try to make it a little more interesting. The central bank or the Reserve Bank in India's case gets the pride of place by starting first. My fellow panelists gave me the honor of saying that why don't we start off by the introductory comments from your side. Maybe in ways more than one, the Reserve Bank has been trying to do its best in trying to get things on. But before I start off on that, maybe we can have a quick round of introductions of my fellow panelists, and maybe I can start from my right side. Vibhu, you'd like to start off?
Yeah. So my name is Vibhu Arya. I head strategic partnerships and alliances at Snapdeal.com, one of India's largest e-commerce marketplace.
Hi, I'm Aspi Engineer from Yes Bank. I head the ATM and new payment initiatives for Yes Bank. I have about 22 odd years of experience that I bring out here.
Hi, I am Mukund Kulkarni, General Manager IT and Operations, Bank of Maharashtra.
Hi, I'm Jayant Bhatia. I head the digital and payment initiatives for Standard Chartered Bank.
Hi, I'm Aditya Chaugule. I head electronic banking and projects at IndusInd Bank.
You'd have noticed that we have got 4 bankers and one person who's going to possibly help the bankers and help all of you in trying to get along. We have snapped a deal with him, and then we'll see how the snap deal journey takes us forward. We're running slightly behind schedule, so what we thought was instead of each of us trying to talk, we will possibly have a few points or a few questions, and we will try to answer each of those. And then towards the end of it, we will leave it open when you can ask questions, and we will try our level best to give answers. But before that, let me try to give what the vision of the Reserve Bank is there as far as moving over to a digital economy is concerned. One of the things that we have noticed in this economy, in fact, I joined the Reserve Bank of India around 2 decades ago. And when I joined the bank at that point of time, I never imagined that I could do transactions without actually having physical cash. I never thought that I could, let's say, talk to my mother or father while traveling in a train because mobile phones were not there. And I never thought that a bank means that you can sit at home or sit in office and try to do the banking transactions. But today all that is reality. In the last 1 decade, the Reserve Bank is trying to do what we call in the developmental role, push towards electronic transactions, push towards digital transactions. And more than looking at it as a regulator, we try to do a facilitator's role. There have been a lot of products and services which have come in the e-commerce space, which have come in the electronic space, which have been pushed by the Reserve Bank of India. Now the markets are mature, the banking sector is mature, the e-commerce industry is mature, the IT industry is providing the support. So now I think it's time that the Reserve Bank as a regulator steps backward. Some of you may be saying, why do we have this irritant in the form of a 2-factor authentication? Some of you may say, why we don't have a 3rd-factor authentication to ensure that a fraud doesn't happen? So while I will not try to say what the view of Reserve Bank will be from a security perspective, because we will open up security as a topic for discussion, the only thing that I would like to say is that the Reserve Bank is committed to move away from paper. Those of you who have tried to use checks for using payments will find that we have tried to reduce the efficiency of check clearing because we want people to move away from checks to electronic. Electronic-based transactions are going on to such an extent. In the morning, we had the Chief Minister of this state coming over because we are also aggressively moving over towards having electronic tax and electronic payments of the government also move in a seamless manner. That's as far as the government is concerned. But as far as the common man is concerned, as far as the banks are concerned, and as far as the service providers are concerned, the digital movement is on. We've done a few pilots for the digital wallets, what we call as e-wallets or mobile wallets or e-cash or whatever be the names that you call. Some of them have been very encouraging, and typically we do all these pilot projects in small lots in academic institutes like the IITs and other colleges, because the age group of 20 to 25 is when people dare to actually try out what they want. I'm sure my fellow panelists from the banking sector will say that it's the younger customer who wants to try out the new methods. Snapdeal will try to say out of the total millions of customers that they have, if they do an age profile, most of them will be below 30, I guess, right? So that's the group which is going to do it. Some of us here are on the other side, but then I'm sure that all of us are going over towards electronic movements, digital. I'll talk about more about these later on, but before we talk about what is going to be there, I thought we'll flag some issues. And the first thing which will come to our mind is about security. What happens, let's say, if I have a digital wallet and the wallet gets stolen? Is my money lost? The answer is no. But if my money is not lost, how do I get it back? Am I able, I've lost my pocket, like a pickpocket has taken the purse off, but can I get the cash back and reuse it if I want to go back in a taxi home after the pickpocket had done it in the railway station? The answer is no. But is the same facility or something better than that available in a mobile wallet? The answer is yes. I'm not going to go into detail, but how do we take care of security? What are the weak links in security? What are the things that we have to take care of security in a digital environment, especially when we are talking about digital cash or digitalization in general? That is something that we will talk about. The second thing which we may talk about, especially from an e-commerce perspective, is what are the attitudinal changes that we need to do? What are the attitudinal changes that have been brought on? And Vibhu has an interesting experience to share with some of my fellow bankers, where he says, apart from giving products on sale, which are typically for the retail customers, he says, I've got a service offering on sale for bankers to log on. Maybe he will talk about it as he goes along. Kulkarni will be talking a little bit about some of the initiatives which Bank of Maharashtra is doing. One of the potential killer applications which is going to take place in the very near future is going to be those which are linked to the mobile phone. Whether we use it for talking or not, we are certainly going to use it for a host of other functions, and that is what we are looking into it, what Bank of Maharashtra has done, what is it is there, which is where we come to the area of financial inclusion. All of you must have heard about the success story of the number of accounts being opened under the Jan Dhan Yojana scheme. How are we going to take it forward? How is financial inclusion going to happen? How is it that money that goes into that, the accounts of these small accounts are going to be used? How are the withdrawals going to take place? How is it going to be settled? These are some of those things we'll be talking. Jayant may also be talking about it from the stand chart experience as to how is it that is going to be taken. And then we'll end up with Chocolate talking about the experiences from an IndusInd Bank perspective. I'll stop more before becoming a compulsive bore. I've raised a few questions. I'm sure my fellow panelists will be able to give convincing answers to all of you. At the end of it, maybe 5-10 minutes, we will have an open house discussion. So I will leave it open. Unlike Karnab Goswami, in times now, we will not all talk at the same point of time. That's the one common rule that we have agreed to. But then we will all talk and we will all contribute. At the end of it, you will certainly get a lot of value addition. Thanks.